Aloha and welcome gang to the local My Life. Lot of us, I know it's going to take a little bit of time to get the news out, and of course, I've got pups who have just discovered I'm talking, which means it's time to bark. And also, however, I wanted to come live. I had talked to some people. There's hopefully going to be an update coming up at the top of the hour, um, out of Fruitland, Idaho, about Monkey, and a lot of people wanted to hear that update, and however, it's getting a little late for those on the mainland. So I was like, no problem. I can jump on in here and play it. If they do have any updates, we can help you guys share that. And in the meantime, we can kind of come together, talk some story. Okay, talk about Monkey's case, what has happened over the last 2 days, and just keep it on the level, on the road that we want to keep it on, not about all of oh yes, the dogs are being very noisy right now. Okay, not having it focused on all of the drama and all the other crap and all, but remember that all of this is about a little boy who disappeared at the age of 5. Okay, who wandered away from his house, possibly with his scooter, and has not been seen. Has a mother and a father that want him home. And so, what I want to do is, I've got a bunch of different things I thought we can go over tonight while we're waiting on the 10 o'clock news to start over in Idaho. In the meantime, though, I got people in chat I got to say hi to. And also, real quick, hi to everyone. Yes, this is the dog's version of hi, also. They have literally been quiet. They do this every time. Hey, 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 Grandma Sherry, how you doing, my dear? Yeah, a lot of us have been in and out of lives all day, kind of talking about the case, talking and saying prayers, everything to just hope that none of us know where we want our heart going right now. I mentioned earlier, okay, on Burden's chat that I went to sleep last night and I didn't know what I wanted to think. What did I want to wake up to? What was that? Did I want them to have found him? Or because none of us want to see what we think may be coming up, and none of us want to do that because I don't need to tell you guys. I'm sorry, my mind is in 5 million places over this because it's frustrating, and seeing that what we're starting to see happen right now in the community is even more frustrating. So other thank yous to say to people, Miss JP and Mr. GP. Oh my God, I can't check. Got your email. You're good. Thank you so much. I felt so bad. I usually pay, just so you guys know, on Cantina, I usually close Cantina with one of JP's songs. And Friday, I got going so quickly at the end, I completely forgot. So thank you, my dear. Hey, your local bacterium. Yes, I've got 3 of them, and all 3 of them are driving me absolutely ridiculous. They were really good during, okay, burdens today. Hardly, I think they barked once. That was it. So great. But then I made the mistake and brought the treats out. And yeah, big problem. Robbie, I love you, my dear. Okay, you can have a big one. How's that? Yeah. Love you, Robbie. Welcome, Berkey. Welcome, Berkey. Love you back. And welcome. Have fun in chat. JP's there. That girl. Yeah, they've got me spoiled. They've gotten really good lately, but for some reason tonight, we're getting close to dinner time for them, and I think they just want food. And also, Arctic. How you doing, Arctic? Thanks for joining in, my dear. And by the way, guys, yeah, Arctic has an amazing channel with everything. Okay, a lot of us in the community follow Arctic to begin with. But if you're looking for, and like I've said over and over recently, all of us can have a community tab. Okay, if you get on and start, okay, just do a video. Get premium, YouTube premium. You can have a community tab and you can help us in getting the word out about these missing people. Okay, so something you can definitely been helping out, okay, with. So, gotcha, by the way. And Grandma Sherry, we love ya. Uh-oh, here, okay, that girl. It's hard to know how to feel. See, and that's the problem in this case. Almost every case. Okay, when someone goes missing, we all hope for the best. We all hope for that happy ending. And at a certain point, after so many weeks, months, whatever, years, whatever, you start recognizing things may end differently. But there's always hope, and there will always be hope. Until the moment everything starts coming together, there is and there will always be hope. One thing I can tell you, there is also a lot of love. There are lots of people out there showing love to each other and showing love to Brandy and Tyler. Okay, we can be here for those people who need the extra support, that are having to live this story as their story. It's not entertainment, it's their story. Savage, I love you, my dear Savage. And let's see, did I miss any? Did I Missy? I think I said hi to Missy. Okay, here we go. So anyhow, the 10 o'clock news should be coming up in a couple minutes. So what I'm going to do, I was going to actually show something else first, but I'm going to change things around real quick because I think the news may come on before we actually get done with things. So let me put, just to get an idea of everything, put in chat if you've been following Monkey's story the last few days. Put a 2 if you're just coming. I know some of you may be just coming into the story right now. So we have a better idea of where we are. Mrs. JP sleeps, but we'll do. I love it. I love it. So let me pull up the news. I know I love you, little. Okay, we definitely got. It's really hard when you're emotionally, yes, and that's it exactly, Arctic. When you're connected and emotionally invested, which all of us do at some level. Okay, and if you happen to get closer in with other areas, it's hard. These are not stories, and I've said that over and over. People want to see these things as entertainment or a mini series like you would see on Netflix. That's not what this is. This is not some mini series or anything like that. Okay, this is actually real. These are actually people who have lost a family member. Okay, and it's hard when, especially when you don't know. Living in Hawaii, one of the things we get quite often is people who get lost at sea. And that feeling of never knowing becomes so very. I shared a couple weeks ago a whole monument we have, okay, dedicated to people who've been lost at sea. And some of those people, at least here in Hawaii, are actually lost because that's how they've been gotten rid of. Okay, Peter Boy, Peter Kema. Those of you who don't know cold cases, old cases, things like that, that story was a huge story here in Hawaii. And so I'm kind of watching the news in the background while we're talking. Hello, KO, my dear. And Burden's still up. Burden has been doing amazing. I've been on hers for the last 2 days, and she has been really trying to get information. So today, where are we while we are waiting for the news to start? Where are we? What's been going on? Most of you guys remember when Monkey went missing a summer ago, last summer, so a year and 3-4 months ago now. And he went missing. And at first, I'll be honest, gang, it was one of those things. Very few people were covering his case. Very few people were covering his case. And then on top of it, there was no Amber Alert because there was no proof that he had been abducted. Most people thought initially he had just wandered off. But over the months, it's become much more evident that we are looking at a criminal case. We are looking at something happening to Monkey. And they've been going out trying to get the word out to so many people. 400, yep, 472. So many. Sleuth, thank you. Thank you for that right there. 472 days that this little guy has been gone. 472 days of family members going to sleep at night not knowing where their loved one is. Okay, it's not 472 days of, oh, wonder what I can watch on YouTube. They're real stories here. So on Friday, because I do know there's a couple people who are just starting to come into this right now. So on Friday, something started changing, and they got a warrant and all to be able to go and start digging into a yard in the middle of Fruitland. just a couple minutes walk away from his house. Um, that house is kind of on the corner, very easy for even a child, okay, to walk. Okay, most of us know 5-year-olds, they can get around pretty good. And also starting to wander around. Somehow they've gotten a very, very serious level clue that's coming. Someone has called in a hint. And yeah, precision, basically what they've decided to do is dig down 3 to 4 feet of the whole yard. So all of you guys who know your yards are actually the dirt is kind of loose on the top, easy to get through. And then as you go deeper and deeper, it gets hard and you hit that hard earth. So the idea here is to go through that really the softer dirt, 3 to 4 feet worth, take all of that dirt to another location where they can go and analyze it. And once they get to that 3 to 4 feet and they get to that harder dirt underneath, they can then come in and start excavating things. Hey, AJ, welcome, my dear. We're just about starting. I'm just kind of waiting on a news to break here so that we can switch over onto the news real quickly. And so anyhow, yeah, layers build fast. There's a lot of things that go on. Okay, all sorts of stuff that goes on. They have said that they can verify that what they are doing right now will not mess up any criminal evidence or anything like that. They're being very careful about that. I know a lot of people have worried about that. But all that's going to be together. So they've been looking at this for now Friday night, Saturday night, today's Sunday night, and everything finished up around 6 p.m. local time as it got dark. We all know, yes, you can bring lights in and all, but it's awfully, awfully hard to go looking for something in shadow. Because even if you have those lights coming from all these different angles, you have problems. There is definitely AJ, yes. At some point here, I don't want to start the discussion about some of the things that I'm upset with right now. I am going to share out Brandy's video at some point. But I don't want to have to stop it in the middle of it with this news story coming up soon with any updates, potential updates. So they've been looking at this. Okay, trying to find whatever they can find. They do have dogs there, so this is some of the stuff you may be hearing about when we hear the update. They do have dogs who are there looking. They cannot tell us right now whether or not the dogs have hit on anything. All they can tell us is these are human remains dogs. So they are dogs that have been brought in specifically for the, oh my gosh, Sherry, thank you so much for sharing that, because if you have the ability to help support Monkey's family, please do that. I know a couple of us were even talking, I wish there was a way right now that we could support law enforcement. Gang, I've got this to say. The law enforcement in this case has been amazing about sharing information with us. Truly amazing. There's not been this thing, oh my gosh, what's going on? What's happened? What's this? They've been there the whole time. In fact, Burden and I were trying to figure out a certain time frame of something. And we're like, okay, wait, they had a press conference about it. So we went and started looking at press conferences. There were so many of them because they have been updating us. The police have done a great job. And I think it's something that we need to remember, because for the police, this is not just a job. Okay, it's very easy for us all to seem to think it's just a job for them. They wake up in the morning, they go and do this. Think about this. There's probably 10 to 20 people right now who are waking up, heading over to this house and having to dig through, okay, dirt and stuff like that. And they are worried. They know the story. They know about that. They know Brandy and Tyler. They know the emotions that are going here. This kind of becomes like what we call a Hanai child here in Hawaii, kind of like adoptive. You kind of have that little connection and all. They get done at the end of the day. They can't just forget what they've been dealing with all day. They can't. Okay, heck, we can't even forget about it. And we're just here on YouTube talking and trying to get his face out there and his story out there. So if someone has seen him, they can let other people know. And we can't even get him out of our mind. They're definitely not. I was saying it would be wonderful if there was a way that there was a place that we could donate some money to make sure that we can sit, they could have pizza for, okay, if they get hungry, or coffee, or glasses of bottles of water, or something like that, because they have done such an amazing job with that. By the way, guys, I am watching the news in the background. If anyone happens to see anything start, let me know. I do actually have it here in the background. I just, as of right now, we have not gotten to that point, but we will find out here. Let me just, yeah. So see, we've got it going on right now in the background, but we will see what happens there. So, oopsie. Oh, shoot, I hit the wrong button. Aren't I good? I'm so good at this stuff. Okay, they're getting into commercials right now, so possibly we will find out what happens here. So, here, I'll let you guys watch. Okay, let me pull that down. Okay, that's better. So he's been gone, JP. He's been gone so long. Yeah. And you mentioned, JP just mentioned, okay, after so long, being able to have a quiet spot you can go to. I mean, my heart has been going out to his family. They're close to this. This is not like they're going to a totally different, okay, city, or even a 2, 3, 4 miles away where they can't hear things. They can hear the excavation taking place. Anytime it stops, the questions have to pop up in your head. That's enough. They don't need all this other crap that's happening at the same time. They need to be able to take care of themselves and not have to worry about people potentially ruining, okay, a future case. And we will go through that in a second. Let me see here. This moving process is taking for you, poor thing, you poor thing. So I'm watching right now. Some of the other things, I'm trying to think of some of the other things that popped up. Oh, other thing I wanted to put a stop to immediately talk-wise. And gang, people are asking, what can we do right now? Okay, what is it that we should be doing right now? Well, right now, our job is to keep his story alive by sharing his picture, by letting people know what is going on. If we happen to walk into a chat and we see rumors being discussed, stop the rumors. Tell people, oh, no, don't forget that that's an assumption, that there is no fact behind that. One of the biggest things we need to put a stop to right now is this idea that the medical examiner has been in there. Okay, now why is it important for us to know if the medical examiner has been in there? Sorry, I'm also checking the home page too to see if there's anything here. I'm not seeing their 10 o'clock news anywhere. So during excavation, at the moment they find remains, no one is allowed to start, okay, bringing out remains or anything like that without the medical examiner being there. So when people start passing on a rumor that they are there, the Emmy is there, that's when the rumors start up. Oh, they found it. No. So number one, rumor needs to be stopped immediately, gang, is that the Emmy has been there and the Emmy is there. No, they have not been. Okay. No one has said whether or not there have been any remains found or not. Hey, Josh, welcome, my dear. And so I am going to, one second, let me take care of one thing real quickly here. And also, sorry, I'm just want to send something to someone. Sorry. One second, I'm just doing something. I have a big problem with talking to people at the same time as writing stuff and looking for things. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, I'm not finding anything from them yet, but I will let you know if anyone does. So, if we don't hear anything from them by say 7:15, I'm going to go ahead and play some of the other stuff that I have so that we can go through all this. Um, there we go. There we go. Um, so right now, what is the plan from what we hear? They will be there again tomorrow morning, first thing in the morning, so that they can start searching for them again. Um, there are all sorts of rumors going around. If you go on Facebook, you can go there and find out all sorts of other things going on. I'm really trying to keep things limited to the facts here because that's what we need to be focused on is the facts. And also, let me see. No, still nothing there. So, okay, what I'm going to do real quickly is let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and change this out so we can actually talk about what's been going on here. So let me share the screen. Okay, one of the people who's been extremely helpful in this whole case so far is, like I said, not only, hey, get some sleep, Sherry, please get some sleep, and I'll love you, my dear. And not only has the police been amazing, but the local news has been just beyond helpful in trying to be the information that everyone is hoping to have to help calm our own fears or whatever it is. Okay. Um, oh yeah, sleuth, that would be great if possible. So this here is one of the reporters that's been down there, Alexandra Duggan. Alexandra has been there now. Tomorrow's going to be day 8 that she has been working. Okay, thank you, Burden. Thank you so much. I know they've been covering election information, priorities here. So sounds like my mom. That's all she's wanted to watch is election stuff. So thank you. Thank you, Burden. So Alexandra has been there every day since this started. She's been working as of tomorrow 8 days straight. But she did come on. So what I'm going to do is play her last bit. She jumped in her car. She was getting ready to go home to give everyone one last update. So please let me know if you're hearing everything okay as I start this.
Okay, so I have an update. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay. We just talked to Fruitland Police Chief Huff. He said that, well, first of all, to address some stuff, there is no medical examiner on the scene right now. There isn't anything. Haven't really found anything. Still going through dirt. And, they could not speak on the dogs. Huff said that they are human remain dogs, so, I mean, cadaver dogs is the loose term. And I was told that there might not be any more updates today unless something is found, but they don't really think so. And that was coming from the ISP PIO. And to address where the dirt is going, it's going to an off-site area and it will be analyzed. So all that dirt, they're most likely going to sift through. Right. For people who don't know, ISP is Idaho State Police. PIO means Public Information Officer. So the Idaho State Police Public Communications Officer is here, and he said that my lips are chapped, that there might not be any updates today, and he was like, you can probably leave. But Huff said that they're gonna probably stay out until it gets dark again. So probably around 5:30 or 6. That's when it gets dark here, Mountain Time. So I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow will be my 8th day straight working, but this case is a big deal and we all want justice for Michael. So I'll keep you in the loop. Also, I think right now on Channel 7, or you can watch live on KTVB, Abby is out there doing a live shot right now. So she's going to go through kind of what Huff said. Like I said, this is kind of a short update, but if you want to watch live on KTVB, you can. And then I think we're airing Huff's interview. He actually did one on camera. So we're going to air that, and that can be available for you as well. I'm trying to think of if there's anything I missed. Right, okay, so just to recap, they are human remain dogs. Huff also said, like, they hope that Michael is alive, but a very, very credible lead led them to this house. And he also said he can't speak on, my thoughts are just racing. He can't speak on the lead, the probable cause. He cannot speak on the owners or the people that live in the home. So we're going to kind of keep that under wraps for a while until we get more information. Anything that comes out of the search is that, when we'll start giving more details, probably. And, oh my gosh, what else? Oh yeah. And, Huff also said he and the teams that are out here are very, very emotionally attached to this case. I'd imagine that it's also hard for them. They were brought coffee and donuts earlier. The community is very supportive of what they're doing. We're all really supportive, and we hope that there are answers for this, and hope that, Michael gets to come home. So, I'll probably be back out here tomorrow morning. Yeah, so if anybody has questions, feel free to DM me. Just to recap, no, the medical examiner is not here.
So from there, she kind of goes through the same stuff there. Let me just real quickly do that. So from there, she kind of goes through it real quick. So kind of gives you, I'll be honest, gang, I've compared what she said versus what the other video does with Huff himself, and she had an amazing memory and recall and everything. Really good. So that's where they were as they were finishing up the day. We were hoping we'll get some updates with the news once the 10 o'clock news goes on, but we don't seem to have much so far. Now, JP asked the question, is there a sky shot of the excavation site? Interestingly, there was a YouTube channel, 208 Drone, that at one point today started posting drone footage. It disappeared off of Twitter at one point, and then it seems like I went to their website right before this because I thought maybe I'd pull up that drone footage, and unfortunately, all of the footage is gone. So, gang, I'm sure I can get it. Trust me. I know I'm sure I can get it from places and all, but there's a reason why that's happened. Okay. Whether it is something there that we should not be seeing or something, you know what? I don't want to go showing something that is being pulled down for one reason or another. So that's why I made the decision not to go around looking for things. So, but they had been out today, it looked like today, getting some footage. There were 2 4-minute clips. Um, Outside of that, you were asking about what type of, yeah, monkey right there. By the way, blue hearts for monkey. Blue is monkey's favorite color. So blue hearts for monkey are, or if you have blue lights in your house, anything you can show that's blue right now, definitely. I mean, we have them in our heart. Exactly, Sleuth. I think the police probably asked them to pull it down for one reason or another. Okay, the police know what they need and what they don't. And this is where we're going to kind of go into some things. Before I go into that, though, to answer the question JP had about what type of equipment, tools, and stuff like that. It looked like bobcats. It is concerning that the video was, and Burden and I both had this feeling. She gave warnings before we showed it, just trigger type warnings. None of us really analyzed it or things like that, but there's reasons why things like that happens. And those are not reasons we need the answers to. Okay, what matters is the police have what they need because they're the ones who are going to put together this case. Okay, if there is any case to be connected in this, they are going to pull it all together and they need to do what they need to. I agree. Blue emoji guitars would be cool. And that does get to some things. Okay, the police know what they need. Guys, as much as all of us internet sleuths and all want to sit here and say we know, okay, about crime and law and stuff like that, we don't. We don't know how different cities, counties, states, laws differ and stuff like that. Oh, I love it. I love all these. Nicole right there and KO. We don't know how all these things. Hey there, Jet's mom. Josh, check the news after the commercial. Perfect. Let me pull it back up so I don't have to race to pull it back up right after this. It'll be right there for us. Okay, there we go. So it's back up should we need it. So, okay. Police know what they need. And a lot of times, guys, the line between us trying to be supportive, trying to show our care, and getting way too involved in a case gets crossed. Way too involved in a case. And so I love these. And we're still in the middle of our commercial, though, FYI. So we need to remind ourselves, and we need to remind each other, gang. We have to hold each other responsible too. All of us have our smaller communities, okay? People that, you know what, let me pull this up just so in case it goes, we can do something really quickly. Why am I not getting, oh, I know why I'm not getting the audio. Because I have, let me make sure I have that.
Power to
Okay,
more
perfect.
Idahoans. And what would the
Okay, I can hear it, but you guys can't hear it right now. So actually, wait, they are starting. I'm gonna pull it up right now. And hopefully they'll start the whole thing off right now.
Well, thank you for joining us so much this morning on KTVB's Viewpoint program. If you missed anything here or anything in weeks past, you can always catch Viewpoint on ktvb.com or the KTVB YouTube channel. And if you're looking for any more Idaho election results, we have everything you need right now at ktvb.com. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for following our election coverage. We're going to sign off for now, but we will talk to you next week on Sunday morning.
Okay, I'm going to keep that in the background, and I'll pull it up if I need. Because they're back into commercials, and I don't know about you guys, commercials suck. So I'll save you guys a little bit of that torture. And also, something I want to ask people to help with is all of us know that there are boundaries we should not cross. Every one of us fall for those boundaries at times, yeah? I know I do all the time. How many times, okay, I'll be sitting here with Sleuth or Bird, and it's like, wait, did we just cross? Did we just cross? And we'll pull each other back because it's just natural for us to have curiosity and stuff like that. One of the things we're going to talk about in a second is when people are, Brandy had to put out a video today asking people to please stop. Please stop crossing these lines. Please stop trying to be the investigator for everything going on. Okay, so we need to, we still got commercials. And I know it's so hard. It's so hard, though, Sleuth. I can't keep my mouth shut sometimes. And Gladys, hey there. We can help each other with those things. So have your friends, find someone else in the community who you can trust and say to them, you know what, if you ever see me passing that line, can you please let me know I'm passing the line? I know there's some people it's not going to matter whatsoever. They're going to do whatever they're going to do, and that's fine. Okay, they're going to do whatever they want to. But for many of us, we truly do want to, okay, not cross those lines. So recognizing that is a huge step there. We are still in the commercials, by the way. And don't you love... I remember, okay, just to change this. Yeah, that's why I hate famous... Honestly, and I think most of them do care. I think many of them do care initially. But the problem is you start realizing the other side of it. Okay, you realize that when you cover a case that is popular, you get 3 times more viewers than you do if you cover a case that no one knows about? And it's like, do you cover this or do you cover that? And then over time, you just kind of slide over in the other way. But we all have to remember the reason why we got into all this stuff is because we care about people. And also, let me see it. Still not on. I don't know. We may not begin. One team, sports. No, that's not it. Okay, I think, hey, Burden, if you're still there, let me know if you hear anything. I have a gut feeling we're not going to get much of things right now, but we will find out. So, my law days are over. Yeah, exactly. You know what, Gladys? I think that's a great point, and still says previously recorded. Yeah, that's what I'm getting to. So I'm like, maybe they didn't do an update after all. But you would think they'd have a 10 o'clock news. So, but we were running into this issue earlier. Gladys, you may have a very good point there. It's not just covering. You can cover cases. It's how you go about covering cases, what you decide to focus on. You can even cover, like right now, I'm trying to address people who use cases in the wrong way. But that's not the main point of this. The main point of this is this little 6-year-old guy that is missing, that we seem to forget about when we're talking about things. Yeah, there are some good ones who take real accountability when they are wrong. Then you have the weird linger, yeah, YouTubers who create drama out of pure popular speculation. Totally. Amy, awesome. Thank you. And also, let me see what I got here. So, yes, I think so. I think, okay, one of the things I did want to mention, credible evidence. The word credible evidence was brought up here. That they were able to start making this step forward based off of police receiving credible evidence. I started questioning myself, what is credible evidence? Does anyone know what credible evidence is? I did find one person's comment on it, but I would love to hear if other people have ever been told what constitutes credible evidence. Or not evidence, credible hint, a credible tip. What is the difference between a normal tip and a credible tip? In doing a little research, what one person said to someone who works in law enforcement, said to someone who asked that question, was that when they received the tip, they received some bit of evidence, not just words, but something connected with evidence that shows that it's more than just words. So in this case, could someone have turned on someone else? Very possible. Could someone have come across a piece of video from another yard or something like that? Very possible. Many, many things that could be pulled into this that turned it from just a normal thing. And Amy, that gets along with what you were saying. Okay, I have a funny feeling there could be things being turned on and stuff here. A credible hint gives probable cause to real evidence. That's a good way. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, actually, right there. So there's always things that are right there. I'm kind of not going over the same. We kind of talked over a lot of what happened, mainly because of that. I just want to make sure we don't get our coverage before, because I don't want, okay, we are going to go ahead and do this. Let me pull this off. So going into this right now, I want to share with you guys something that came out earlier today, something that really honestly upset many of us, because we saw someone that should not have to deal with anything, okay, outside of what they're dealing with in their own life, all of a sudden having to fight against. Okay, in this case, it was Brandy's request. So, okay, it came out from a panel that she had been on over at Purple's, that she had to come straight out to everyone and say, guys, stop it. This is stuff that we have been asking everyone else to stop. We all try to work within our own groups and remind everyone that this has to stop. We can't keep doing this. Okay, how can we stop these things? Let me just pull this up here. And so here we go. Now I can do this. So this video came out where she came onto a panel and she had to vent, and that vent basically turned it. Yeah, this broke my heart. Josh, this broke my heart. This couple right now should not have to be worrying about people making phone calls to other people. Okay, it should not have to worry about people showing up on their front door. They need to be able to provide each other the support. If we want to support a family in their case, support them. Don't cause more stress for them. And when this video came out, and I really want to thank you, that girl, you pulled a lot of this together. A lot of us had access to a different version, which did have a little flippiness and stuff like that. And I really wanted to thank you for doing this and putting my Michael's picture there, Monkey's picture in there. Guys, if it's not enough for us to keep telling each other, stop this, please, we need to listen to this mom. This mom is doing everything but getting down on her knees at this point and asking people to stop. So if there's one thing everyone can do today, it's share this message out to people. Okay, and maybe where we're not able to get it across to other people, maybe she can. So let me real quickly, okay, I've got that shared. Let me share this out real quick and let's watch her video.
Hi, babe.
I look like shit as hell. Sorry.
You look like beautifulness,
Thank
to
you.
be honest.
You know, we talk about lurkers, right? Lurkers in the back and everything like that. Imagine them outside of your house every minute and a half. Wow. I need a favor.
Yes.
Some of these YouTubers that are contacting potential suspects. Stop. This is my son. You have no right. Stop it. You are not law enforcement. And what you're doing is you are hindering Michael's case. Stop it, please. Let them do their jobs. They are doing an amazing job and they continue to do an amazing job. And the things you're doing and pulling right now is unacceptable because you know what you're doing? If some of these things that are going on right now are factual, you are hurting anything of justice for my son. Now stop it. Please. You have no right. What you have the rights to is to keep his face out there and to keep hope and to support law enforcement. No, don't be contacting these people, please. You don't know the damage you can do to a case. Please. Just in this, there's been 6 cars that have driven by our home. Just in me talking right now. Thank you, everyone, for all of your love and support and kindness. I know you are all waiting, just like we are. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna rake a bunch of leaves. Our tree is always the last to drop off, and it's actually warm, like 50 right now. So, and the snow all melted. Well, in the sunny places.
Well, it was an emotional day.
So, guys, first of all, blue hearts in chat. Thank you, Sleuth. It's so freaking frustrating right now seeing that type of thing. No mom should have to be doing this, gang. Okay, like where's her message right here? Sleuth, right there. Okay, like she said right there. The saddest part is I didn't see anyone contact suspects. She didn't see any of the video or anything like that because she's been busy today. But without her even saying who it is, you can narrow it down to 5 people. That's the problem. It's not the whole community. It's a small group in this community. It's a group of people who are sitting here doing these things, and this mom right now needs to be focused on her own mental health, her being able to deal with her own children. She's got a family she's still trying to take care of. She has a husband. The 2 of them are trying to support each other. And you know what I noticed during that, which is so freaking sad? She was concerned about us at the end. She was actually coming and saying, I understand where you guys are coming from, and I know we're all worried about the same thing. She shouldn't have to worry about us. We should be there helping to support her, gang. We should be here helping to support the police, not making their life harder by calling people up and potentially creating a problem later down the road where poor Monkey does not get justice because someone asked the wrong question to someone because they didn't know better. I'm sorry, I usually don't blow up like this about these things, but it's getting harder and harder and harder not to do it, gang. Bingo, Sleuth. It's hard because you understand people want knowledge. I just wrote a comment over on that girl's post about all this. Okay, that I understand the curiosity of it. We all have that. Every single one of us care. And we want answers. That's just normal being human. Okay, but there's lines. We need to know when we've crossed that line. Okay, aren't we here for the families to begin with? Okay, we talk about advocacy. We talk about how we're trying to share. Okay, exactly, Burden. When she came on panel tonight, she started by saying she hopes everyone was taking care of themselves. She was more worried about, I know people were talking about wanting to pray over her and things like that. And she didn't want it to look like it was about her. Okay, and yet you've got people out there who are making all this about them. This is about a 6-year-old little boy. This is about a mom and a dad and sibling who, that's what this is about. And each of us, Burden and Sleuth, if you want to go check Sleuth's mod chat, our panel chat, if you're interested. No pressure though. Okay. All of us have been in the place. Okay, I mentioned recently. How many of you guys remember Cleo's story about a year ago at this time? Cleo in Australia went missing. Huge number of us, myself included, started letting our minds go in different directions and stuff. I never went public about it, but people were going public and pointing fingers in different directions and all sorts of stuff. And in the end, we found out it was a strange man who the family, all this stuff. And how many people were pointing fingers. Monkey's family has been through hell this last year. I remember last October, the first time when I did my first video on him. And when I heard a couple months later how people were starting to attack and all that. People, these are families. If you're going to think things. But you know what? Stop trying to make facts out of assumptions. Stop trying to insert yourself in a story. Remember, our channels are not the story. Our channels are used to help support and share the story, share the picture of the person so that someone, like in JoJo's case, sees someone out there and is like, oh my God, I saw that person in that video the other day, or I saw that person in a poster, and they call the police. That's how this works. Okay, I agree. I honestly believe some people think YouTube is reality TV. This is the most recent Big Brother or something like that. So people are doing that, and they don't realize these are real parents. These are real grandparents, siblings. Okay, you recognize it very quickly. The first time you talk with a family member, you recognize quickly. And if you don't recognize at that point, I'm sorry, you're clueless. You're clueless, and you just I'm gonna go as far as to say if you've spoken with family and you still keep seeing things that way, you're heartless. And I will say that because it doesn't take much to realize it very quickly. And I know I'm going off on a tangent right now, gang. I think it's disgusting. Okay, until we have, yeah, we need our data, gang. I know it's so tempting. Trust me. Okay, the video that was made from the interview, I watched part of it. I did. It's like when you're on a highway during rush hour and the traffic's horrible and you know there's got to be an accident somewhere up on the road and you finally get near it and you slow down so slow, and then the moment you go right past it, you hit the gas and you're hitting 60 miles an hour again. That's exactly what all this becomes. And but it's not enough. We keep talking about this and we keep telling people they have to stop. Okay, it's gotten names, whether you call it tragedy pimping, drama, whatever. Okay, it doesn't matter what the definition is, what the label is. It's not right. Got someone back says, hey, Burden.
Hey, hey.
Sorry, I am real. Oops, sorry. I forgot. I took this off when I got mad.
Oh, hi.
Hi, girl. Sorry, I got mad and I kind of took this. Yeah, I took my earbuds off. Oh, God, that
I
one's
don't
hot.
blame you.
Yes. Yeah, I know a lot of us, we don't even want to turn this into drama. That's the problem. For those of us who don't want drama, we don't even want to mention things on this level because we're scared we're adding to the drama.
Yeah, that was my biggest thing here when I was like, I'll definitely come up here and join because there is a line and it's really hard when it's an active, but not just an active case, but it's very fluent right now with fluid with it being they're doing the search and updates are coming out on a regular basis here to an extent. You have a journalist that's actually there and giving updates. And so when you're kind of like riding by the seat of, you just kind of you have to like find where is the line, would this be crossing it? And it's really hard. I can already say that there's like two things that I already am like about myself. I mean, one of them I talked to Nicole about, and she was like, well, no. And that was off of yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday's stream. And that was ultimately, I made the decision, and the final decision was because of them being an RSO. And unfortunately, that's where my bias comes in, right?
Right.
Mm, But still, I'm not trying to add to any of it. So then the next is today with the aerial footage downward. And it's kind of funny that we kind of get a gut feeling weirdly that kind of kicks in. And it's like, do I go with this or do I not? It's, yeah, it's really, really hard. And we don't want to contribute in any way. I mean, to the point I'm trying to keep the names because the police said that they do not want to give the names of the people that were occupying the home that they're searching. So if
Yeah.
the police don't want that out, then I should probably not be putting that out either. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, that's,
I told someone that earlier today before I went live. Okay, I was saying, yeah, there's names out there and stuff like that, but I don't want to use the names or anything, even though, yes, they're important and they're most likely going to become part of the story at some point in the future, but we've got to be careful. And I think that's one thing, even within us, we're all pulling each other back and forth, like the thing with the drone footage was like, well, let's share it in private chat. We kind of talk, we're kind of trying to figure out. But what's wrong with using each other to help ourselves and guide ourselves on the right way? Because all of us are going to make wrong decisions at times. We all have. But if we're working with each other and we help each other and open up each other's eyes when we do, it just holds us responsible for our own actions.
yeah, accountability. It's like, it's almost like having accountability partners. And like, if anybody grew up around like religion or anything of faith, sometimes there would be like a accountability partner that would just be a friend, or anybody. You pick anybody that just keeps you accountable for your journey. And I feel very similar to that within us, that we try to just be very careful with what we put out. And, I'll say for me, I I guess Discord would be a place that people could put information, and you could kind of pool the information. People can add to it, put out what you're seeing from people from other channels, or from interviews, or what, maybe the names or what have you. But it's a lot different than being out on a completely public platform that somebody's following you for factual information, and then you're throwing out this
Right.
other information.
Right. That girl, perfect way to say it. Okay. Would you
Yes.
want the same thing to come out? Yeah, when the things were happening with the neighbor yesterday and all, it's like, no, we don't know. Even if it was that, it's still not right now. We have to hold ourselves responsible.
Yeah.
Um, and it is hard. Okay, you want, and it gets hard. Sometimes you're up talking on your own. Okay, like I was just doing, and it becomes easier and easier to start crossing a line.
Hmm.
Okay, because you're not bouncing things back and forth with someone. Um, and yeah, Discord becomes a very safe place for many of us because it is kind of this unspoken place of this is where people can throw out ideas and stuff like that. And you're among friends that understand how you think about things.
Hmm.
Okay, and know the difference between assumption versus running with something as a fact. And so, yeah, that one becomes a big issue there.
I feel like it's a safer place as well to put out the information while everyone is trying to piece together what's going on, what's happening. Kind of for the, I think we all have a curious part to us inside of just our human selves that have curiosity. We all want to know, right? That's why we probably, you look into other true crime, legitimate documentaries that are done after the fact, right? And you hear the way that they did forensic information, how did they get it, and what kind of evidence did they look at? And it's very, for me
Yes.
personally, it's very intriguing. And it's a
Oh,
second
yeah.
part of what drew me to, if you would want to put it as true crime. It was the second part of it that really drew me. And then the other part was the people, the victims, the families, and the
Yes.
compassion and empathy.
Yeah.
Right. And so we all have that curiosity to us, but there
Yeah.
has got to be a level of responsibility. And when you're about to jeopardize an entire investigation that's been going on for over a year for this little baby and his family, you've gone way too far.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And yeah, that girl, okay, no one wants to see a baby missing or lost. So it becomes natural to be nosy
Yeah.
and want to know, want to help. And
Right.
I think it is recognizing when you've crossed that street. What you're doing, is that potentially going to hurt anyone involved in the case? And that's the question you got to ask yourself. Okay, because like I said earlier, all I've been able to think about all day is his family sitting on their front porch. And every time that backhoe shuts off for more than a couple seconds, wondering, oh my gosh, did they find something? And then to listen to her go even further with saying, in just the time I've talked here, we've had 6 cars drive by. And she's, I'm sure, talking real, not just people driving home. This is outside of the norm. People driving by because they want to see what's happening. And all these things add up. And we're truly not helping at that case. Okay, when we hear people doing, a mother should never have to, bingo, a mother should never have to ask people to stop harassing them.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
We got upset on
it's,
my stream. Yeah, we were both like we went off. I mean, the first time that we heard what Brandy had to say was on mine earlier, and
yours.
the both of us were like, "Hold on a second, right now!" Like, not to be scoldy, but this is not okay. No, she has enough going on. I all parent in that position does, but especially being so close and like you said, hearing the machinery. And she even said, and I don't know if this might have been the one from tonight. I don't remember at this point when it was, but she said, through tears, that you can
Right.
imagine every time they turn that machinery off, right? But you got to realize what she's hearing is them in the process of digging for her baby, like her baby. Could you imagine that? Like, I mean, honestly, really put yourself in the shoes of these people and realize if your child had been missing for a year and you're hearing machinery that's literally digging for now the possible remains of your little baby,
Your child.
forget it.
They're the questions in our own heads, but can you put yourself in there? Okay, it's like was said earlier, put yourself in someone else's shoes. We don't do that enough anymore. Okay, we just act based off of what we want, not what would be best for someone else. And I'm sitting here thinking about how she's going through all that, husband's going through all that, trying to go through the emotions of dealing with all this stuff. We don't even know, for all we know, and this is assumption here, gang. Okay, what if the police are the ones who had to come to her and say, you know what? This has to, this is, we're going to have a problem here. This person may have just cost us a case. Okay, that fear and knowing that the internet is such an outlaw society type thing where people just act without thinking and knowing that it could affect justice in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What that girl said, um, that she would be outside the crime tape waiting 24/7. Yeah, the law enforcement
Attitude.
actually had to ask her, "Don't, please do not, don't, don't come here." And she said that she had made a promise to law enforcement and promise to her husband that she wouldn't do it. And she actually did make it out her door and she made it 2 houses down to the end of the second house, right? And then she stopped talking, right? And implied that she turned around. I mean, right? This
Doing
everything
what
in your
any of us
power.
would do. Yeah,
Yeah.
every one of us would do that. She's having to deal enough with trying to keep her own focus and not do what she's being asked not to do. And yet she's also having to now handhold YouTube.
Mm,
No, that, yeah. Even cases that are solved awareness, so we learn prevention. The circus is not okay. It isn't. I woke up this morning to a message that one person is heading over there, and then within an hour, finding out that someone else is calling up people in the neighborhood.
mhm,
That's just the start. This is like day one. And it's like that. When are we going to realize we've gone too far? I mentioned Burden during your live, working in long term care like I am. Okay, I have learned over the years the reasons why long term care is so overly regulated is because 1 or 2% of people did things they should never have done, and then they regulated based off of those outliers, those people who caused trouble. These people are actually what's going to happen. Are we going to need to have law enforcement come in and set up rules as to what can be covered, what cannot be covered, what you do here, what you do there? We should know this in our heart. But it's getting to the point where I wouldn't be surprised. We see it already. Police are saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry, your child just disappeared. I know you want to get their picture out and their photo out and their poster out, but I'd suggest you don't go to Facebook or YouTube or Twitter or anything like that. Just leave it up to us at this point because things get crazy the moment you do that." I've been told that by families,
I
and they
wonder
shouldn't have to.
if they shouldn't. They, I wonder, and it's upsetting because there can be such a help having the family, the parents, be able to speak and put out information without putting anything out that would be jeopardize that. That can actually bring people to come to listen to what the family has to say, and therefore that gets more eyes on the missing loved one. And so that's all could have been a positive thing. But there something happened and there was a shift that occurred and it completely took over. And it's completely out of control now. And I'm kind of wonder at what point I know YouTube wouldn't want to lose. YouTube never wants to lose anything, right? I mean,
No,
if you've got people that are clicking and
good
viewing,
point.
they wouldn't
That's a
want to
good
lose
point.
it. But you do
Right.
wonder at what point does YouTube step in and start to put punishment or restriction upon
Hold people responsible for their behavior.
right
Yeah.
because of what's happening.
Something has to happen because we have tried the last couple months saying to people, guys, this has to stop. This is not the right way to go about it.
Yeah.
Now it's gotten to where families have to come in and say the stuff. Okay, who else has to ask people before they take it to heart? Because it's not right. Again, put yourself in other people's shoes. Would you want things being said and to risk cases?
Mm.
Okay, I mean, I just came out of the live stream where people had watched Netflix and were making decisions based off of a Netflix on a different crime, and we're sitting there saying, "Oh yeah, this is what happened based off of just watching one Netflix movie." And they're like, "This was the honest truth." And it's like, no, I'm sorry, my dear. But okay, Netflix even kind of embellishes for different things.
Yeah.
And so we've got to hold each other responsible at some point. Okay, don't get it to the point. I know none of these people want it to get to the point where YouTube steps in and starts making us take responsibility for our
And you
actions.
know what? Honestly, I hate it because we're on this platform, but I care more about these these families and the victims and justice. And that is why I'm always able to put aside the, oh, well, we all have a natural, like maybe curiosity of what's happening. Who ca- I don't care about the curiosity. I don't care. These are
Mm-hmm.
real lives, people. Like, stop it right now. Can't, I can't. If I could physically stop people, I would stop them. It infuriates me. I mean, it makes me genuinely have like blood boiling because it's out of my control that I can't stop them. And the way that we can would be if YouTube steps in or
Yeah.
the people that watch stop giving the clicks and the
We
views. Start
police
telling them,
it.
yes,
Yeah.
we have the say. And
Don't
in the end,
watch.
the people that are clicking have the say. What are you doing clicking on them? And why are you giving them donations for their bad behavior?
Bingo. Bingo. People will say the thing, and yes, I've even said, okay, I understand curiosity.
Yeah,
Okay. But you know what? A child who's 3 years old has tons of curiosity in the world. But as a parent, you're teaching that little girl or that little boy, that curiosity, if you go touching that oven, you're going to burn yourself. You don't just let them go ahead and, okay, they want to climb up a 3-story building off the side and be Spider Man. You're not going to sit there and say, oh, well, they're just curious about doing it, so we're going to let them do it. No, we
no,
don't have to just solve everything in our mind and just say, oh, well, I'm curious. I have a right to do this. No, there's morals, there's ethics.
yep.
And we got to keep reminding ourselves of those things. And
And
I agree. Pixel, by
go
the way,
ahead.
sorry. Go for it, Burton.
Oh, I don't even know. I just forgot again. Go ahead.
No, I'm looking here in chat and everything. Okay, so many people do. They see it as entertainment. They're giving people the donations. They're giving people, okay, so that they can go to someone else's backyard, or they're giving them the money so that they can do this. And like I said before, everyone looks at their analytics. Okay. And when you see cases where, and I'm sorry, I do hold all of us as viewers responsible too. Because if a creator is looking there, like I said, and they see, oh, I can get 300 people in chat if I cover this, but I can only get 50 people in chat if I cover this, they're seeing that as well. The community is asking for this. Tell the creator, no, that's not what I'm asking for. You
Yeah.
don't have to hit a thumbs down. You don't have to do all these other things. You just don't watch. That's all.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, and
yeah.
that's what we were saying
Mhm.
earlier too, with that it's all there's so much that we could do to be putting this out, right? Anything that we're hearing, like they run around about medical examiner was there, like no, they weren't. And I love that the police chief was asked that question and then he quickly just nipped it. No. And that is why we put out it that spread that. If you go to a chat and you hear somebody start to put out these lies or these fabrications to get, no, that's not the case. That is not, did law enforcement say it? Then it didn't happen. That's not what happened. Um, and it comes all the way with clicking on these big channels. And I used to be upset with Summer Wells, is where my anger started. And
Where
it's
I
gone,
started, yeah.
yeah, it's gone on with this. Who am I more angry? Is the problem the creator? Is the problem the viewers? And I mean, I don't want to be that way, but listen, this has gone real life, and we say that over on our channels all the time. Don't ever take this into real life. Don't be contacting anybody. Don't do it.
No,
You have no business. You are not specialized in any of this. You don't know what you're talking about. And you really could get stuff thrown out in court. It comes time for trial and they could throw it right out because you decided that you thought it would be a good idea to contact them just so you could put
yes.
it out on your channel.
So many of us who look at true crime and all know how important evidence is in a trial. We know how important it is for charging, how you charge someone, things like that. We know if someone says something that they shouldn't be said, or you gather the information in the wrong way, it becomes something that cannot come to trial anymore. Okay, I mentioned on your channel, I sat as part of a jury on an attempted murder case here in Hawaii. And I will never forget how upset I got at the whole system because the person was overcharged because they wanted a higher level, and because of some of what happened with the evidence, we weren't able to prove the higher level. So the person ended up walking. None of us want a person in a case like this walking. I mean, Monkey needs justice in this. Okay, and the fact that people who think they're helping, they know better than this. You should know better than this. You shouldn't need someone to tell you this. I feel like that's one of the first most enforced rules in the true crime community I've been part of. Do not go real life. Doing so results in permanent ban. Should be, there's so much that it is us taking responsibility, not just creators, not just chat members, not just lurkers. It's everyone. If we all take a stand, things may change. But like Sleuth said, it's sad when you come in and you hear a message like Brandy had to give earlier today, and in your head you can limit to who that person is to 5 different people. That's such a small part of YouTube. The fact that you can actually say, okay, it's either this person, this, or this, or this, that says something in its own there. And maybe it is something YouTube setting up new rules that if people do this or that, that they have the ability for strikes. I don't know. But someone has to do something where it's starting to become serious for people.
Yeah, I agree. And even if that even if that includes, right, because we do the same thing but not, but we really don't do the same thing. We just share a platform, and
We're scared of it.
unfortunately,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're scared of it, and that's the difference. We're scared. I was so happy when you came up because I knew I was starting to go down a line where I might actually break my own morals of what I
Yeah.
say and what I don't say. And but that's where the difference is. Yes, we can feel ourselves doing it, but there's a difference between stating something that is going against all those morals but not crossing them yourself. Because I'll be honest, I've seen people even who do take that other side and turn it into their own version of drama also. Okay, what it comes back to is we need to remember why our channels are here. They're to show the story of someone who needs their story told, to share the person's picture. If a family wants a place to come speak, they can speak, but that's their choice. Okay, it's to share the picture, share the story, have ways people can go. Okay, like Sleuth Mom and I were so happy, all of us, when everyone now has the possibility of getting a community page where we can share each other's posters now.
Hmm.
That's what we're here for, not all this other crap.
Yep. Absolutely.
I know, hoping tomorrow, every day that goes by, I hope when I wake up in the morning, you know what I wish is I wish certain people would just take things down. Okay, we talk about it all the time. There's a video out there right now that should not be out there. Yes, tons of people have recorded it and stuff like that, so it's not going to make a difference. But you know what? It shouldn't be there to begin with. And I'm usually not one, I've never called for someone to take something down or something like that. But these are the cases where I feel like, when I do something that kind of crosses a line that I don't feel comfortable with, I have to hold myself responsible for what I do. And so I don't know.
Yeah,
That's me talking now.
that's with me. Like I said, just off of yesterday, today, right? There's I don't know. I guess it's a moral compass, and I'm thankful mine's working as much as right. And then there's these creators that I don't know if they were never given a compass, um, or right when it came to upbringing. I don't know what makes these people do the things that they do. It's disgusting, and it's all for financial gain, and I could absolutely never lay my head down at night and sleep if I just couldn't do it. I absolutely couldn't do it. There was something that I think it was that girl who said, oh, that they're already breaking the terms of service. Yeah, and they are,
That's true.
and it's
And YouTube
unbelievable.
doesn't hold them responsible.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly. And also, you know what, Brandy, not sure if you're still here, but if you are, do you know of anyone who might be willing to, if people send money their direction, to buy water, coffee, pizza, anything like that for law enforcement? Because law enforcement really, they're going out so hard and trying so hard, and this is not easy for them. And I know a bunch of us were trying to figure out those are the people we should be thanking these people, not making their job harder. So I don't even know if that's a possibility out there, but it's something that's been popping into my head. And if I don't say it, I'm going to regret not saying it later.
Right.
And
Yeah.
also,
You
dog
said that
defender.
multiple times already throughout earlier and then again tonight. So I know that it's something that's been on your mind about
Yeah,
like how we could figure this out. Is there a way that we can
there's something.
get something? I don't know if maybe we contact the police department, but
That
not
might
to
work.
harass them, but to simply
Exactly.
ask. We would like to, rather than be a thorn in your side, we we would like to know if there's any way we can order something from a local
Oh,
pizza joint or right, or
pay
ask
for
them
it
what
over
would you
the
like.
phone or something like that and have it sent there and that they know that it's safe and all that way too. I don't know. It's just to me, we should be here supporting others. Okay. And that's how we support. I'm from Hawaii where you support with food. Everything is food based here in Hawaii. Okay. Anytime you have anything going on, it's all comes down to that. So, and yeah, there you go. Sleuth Mom, let's bet if people step out of line, you will dislike. You got it, girl. And also, there was something else I wanted to highlight here. Where did it go? Yeah, I
Oh
agree. And see,
yeah,
that's a lot. When families say that the police are doing a good job, you listen to them. Okay, police aren't enough. We've said this multiple times before. We attack police so often and all, but so many of them are working their butt off. They're going home. They're not going to be able to just walk in the door and their mind just disappears from what's been going on. They eat, sleep, and breathe things like this. What did that girl just pop up with? Let me go down. Oh, gift
yeah.
cards from a ton. I love that. Okay, we got to come up with some ideas of things we can do. To
So
me,
place,
that's what we should be doing. Yeah.
yeah.
Show our love, show our support rather than making their job 10 times harder. And also, Brandy just said, please send anything to Fruitland Police Department. Any businesses around Fruitland, you can order and have it sent to them. Please send them so much. Okay, perfect,
Okay,
perfect.
okay,
I will work on some stuff tonight so we can start sharing out. I'll get the phone numbers and all that together. And
okay. Yeah,
whatever we can do, because gang, we got to make the changes somewhere, and those are the little things we can do. And so,
yeah. Any way that we can
police,
make a difference, but make a difference in a positive way, and not, there's so much negativity that has been brought from these few creators, and there's got to be somebody that's standing up, right? We, as many channels and as many of you that are viewers that could stand up and say it's not right, and we're going to do the opposite action. Um, I'm on board for that.
yep, I love it, and not just with Monkey. There's so many people out there right now where the police are trying to do stuff. They're out there looking for someone. Okay, they may not be out there in the field looking in some of the cases, but we know certain areas are. There are little things that we can do to say thank you. And all because, like I said, in Fruitland, they have been amazingly supportive of giving people information. We complain. How many times you hear people online complain about, well, we're not getting a press conference. We're not getting this. We're not getting that. Well, Burden and I found out today when we were trying to put together a timeline, there were a lot of press conferences going on here.
Yeah,
And also, JP, I love
yeah,
that. Today is a chance that tomorrow, someone, somewhere, somehow, the one who seeks change will bring it. I love that. That's a good thing. I know, yeah, a lot of people like Amazon wish lists and stuff like that. So it's that time of year. This should go on throughout the year no matter what, but we are also going into that time of year that we try to show thanks to other people. So it does make sense for all that.
yeah. We even saw the police chief say tonight that it's taking a toll on them.
Yes.
And I believe that Brandy had also said that it's taking the same toll on law enforcement as it is the family, right? They've all it's so heavy, and they've worked so hard, and yeah, in any way that we can help out.
Yeah,
Um,
no. And that is true. I know a lot of times there's some people here on the interview room, things like that, that we watch where they really try to help people out. It's not about all, they're the ones who are doing cases the way it should be done. Okay, about helping people get information, keeping things stuck to the facts. Okay, letting people realize, yes, it's normal for us to have curiosity, but how do we have that in a responsible way? And oops, sorry, I just hit the wrong
Sorry,
button
I got
somewhere. That
disconnected from
girl.
my mute button.
Uh-oh, how dare you? How dare you?
I
It
know.
has to be sweet. Yep. Oh, yeah, totally. The world will not fall by man who destroy it, but by those who stand idly by and do everything. Yep, I agree. Hey, Melissa, how you doing, my dear? So, yeah, no, I think it's definitely, I think we've been getting closer and closer to a time of recognizing what's right. You're seeing more and more people talking about it lately. A lot more
Mhm.
people recognizing it lately. And maybe this is the time. Again, it pisses me off that it takes a family member to have to come out to make people realize it, but maybe that's what it might take for some of them. But I would love it for those of you who are hearing things and all. I know it's getting late for many of you guys on the mainland, and but I think I love the idea if we get some stuff together to kind of come together and support law enforcement there. And
Yeah.
so, because we don't have more information, we don't have all those things, but what we do have is many people, even the chief himself, like Burden said, saying this has been extremely hard for them because they want to get this case. They want to be able to take that next step towards justice. And if that's the direction things have to go, then that's the direction that they want to be able to take. But it's going to require all those things. And yeah,
Yeah.
so thank you for keeping that up. Thank you so much for that. And yeah,
Yeah.
they need to be deserve to be recognized for their hard work and all. I'm going to go ahead and pin that real quickly. And also,
They
but
do.
yeah, I
So
know
yeah,
it's getting late. It's getting late for many of you guys here and all that. So sorry. I also don't want to cut anyone off in chat either. I'm that tight. Anti law enforcement. Yeah, they do have an amazing team there, and for a small area. That's a small area. It's not like New York City or something like that. They've really pulled together. So, but no, thank you guys all for coming. Burden, I really want to thank you for coming up here today.
yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
thank you because I was going to be going down an area that I was going to be venting a bit too much. I have a funny feeling. So, and but no, thank you for that.
It takes over. I mean, yeah. We get invested because we care, right, about the babies, the families, and it just gets to a point that when you see chaos and complete morons, I'm sorry, I mean, doing this kind of behavior, you can't help but to have a reaction, and it has slipped out on us. But um, you know, if I don't know, something's got to change, and if we can do little changes and little things, then let's do it. And um, I see that Brandy said that they won't stop until Monkey is home. They have become family. Yeah,
And I
I can.
believe that. And you know, one thing I keep looking at, we all know blue is law enforcement's color. So every time we put our blue hearts in chat, every single time I've seen this, I'm like, you know what? We are giving a huge hug to Monkey and a huge arm around the shoulder to law enforcement all at one time. And
Yeah,
because they have had everyone's back. Okay, they've had Brandy, your whole family. They've got Monkey with them. And yeah, it's really, we will definitely try to work on, it's still fairly early here. It's only 8:20 here in Hawaii. So I'll try to pull together some phone numbers and stuff and see what we can do on setting up some ways that we can just help support law enforcement. And Brandy, also with your family, if there's things that we can do to help with your family, okay, let us know. Okay, truly let us know because dog just said it right there. Our heart is with yours. Okay. We all in
even
Hawaii, we talk about Ohana in Hawaii. It's not just Lilo and Stitch. Ohana is Ohana. It's a real thing. And Ohana does not require blood. Ohana is about sharing beliefs, sharing love for one another, even people that you might not necessarily know, but there's something that connects you. Okay, this invisible string that connects you to people. That's Ohana. And so you're part of that Ohana. Sorry, Burden, I
Oh,
cut you off.
no, that's okay. That was more important. I was gonna say, even if it's to put out a message, right? And we put that message out on each of our
Yes.
different channels to try to circulate that further and quicker. Any way that we can be a voice, or like that girl said, if there's a Christmas gift list for the kids ever, just contact any of us and we can put that out as well. And we can also see what we can do. Yeah,
It is coming
absolutely.
together. That the message from earlier today started with a couple people sharing and it got bigger and bigger. That girl did a great job trying to pull it all together also. That's the version I shared today, and then Purple's version from the original. um, yeah, I think a lot of people, it's time for us all to take a stand.
Hmm.
And instead of just telling each other behind the scenes, hey, yeah, no, this isn't right, and we're going to do it. Okay, we have to hold ourselves responsible. And we say all this stuff behind the scenes, but maybe it's time that we all say it loudly.
Yep. And even if it, you know, I mean, I don't know. We got to take a stance. We really do. I know that want nothing to do with drama in such a way that it even prevents
Run.
us, right, from being the voice that needs to be. And so we tried to see how we can continue to be a voice and speak up, but without, don't do anything it would offend or to,
Keep
right? And
ourselves from growing over the line, also. Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
And I think
yeah,
we can, as a group together, we can do. Okay, all our hearts are in the right place. It's just making sure our mouths match our hearts.
that's right.
And I think we can do that for sure. I love you guys in chat are awesome and amazing. And I've been watching you guys in chat just trying to come together and find ways to help other people. And there's so many out there. Okay, there's so many people out there who need the support. And there will be others, unfortunately, in the future who need the same thing. And that's what we got to remember is that it's we're here to do what our heart continues telling us to do, and we will. So,
Yeah.
and but thank you guys so much. I'll try to get some stuff put together. I'm with a couple of you guys in Discords and all that, so we'll see what we can put together and start sharing things out for sure. Bird, do you have anything last minute you wanted to say?
Mainly maybe I've been telling everyone to continue to pray for the family, and I still say the same thing. Definitely continue your prayers and all your thoughts, all of your prayers. Um, Keep your hearts with the family through this process. And I've also said to continue to take care of yourselves throughout this as well. But I would also say um, for Brandy to know that she has so many people that are supporting her. And I know that when the bottom of the barrel, you're scraping at it, um, try to remember that there are some of us that truly genuinely care. And if we can be any form of strength for you through this, lean wherever you need to get by. But know that there are so many people that are there for your family. But and thank you very much, Lokamai, for having me up.
My girl, you're amazing. You're amazing. So
I
anytime.
think you're muted, maybe.
Oh, no, I'm
Oh no,
not
you're not.
muted.
You're
What?
not.
Oh, I'm just talking soft. No, anytime,
Okay.
girl. You are amazing. You always are. So thank you so much. And thanks for
Thank
jumping
you.
in with me. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
uh,
I have a good night
you're
and be in touch. I'll be up for a little bit. So if you want to send anything over, you can.
okay. We'll do.
All
We'll
right.
do.
Good night, everyone.
And just tagging on with what Burton said there. Okay, there's one thing I've always, okay, I see such amazingly strong people out there right now. Such amazing, strong people. Brandy, the first time I heard from you was after that first video that I did. And I've always seen the strong, strong woman. And sometimes being a strong person, we don't want to lean on other people. If you have to lean, no one sees it as anything other than leaning on friends who care about you. Let them support you. You know the people that you have to lean on. You got many, many other people. Lean on them. Let them help support you anytime you need anything. You've got everyone out here. But you have just amazed me with your strength throughout this because it has not been an easy road and it never will be an easy one. Guys, please, like Burton said, keep your prayers. Prayer is powerful. Prayer is strong. Okay, prayer can do so many things for so many people. So please, tonight, as you're going to sleep, like we said last night, we didn't know how any of us wanted to wake up this morning, what bit of news any of us wanted. And I don't think any of us really do know what we want. But what I can tell you is say your prayers tonight for Brandy and Tyler and the family. Say your prayers for the police. Say your prayers for the people who are actually out there in the yard working on the yard. Say your prayers for the people in the neighborhood who are having to hear all this and the emotions that it's bringing up for them. All the families. We've had family members come into our chats today who have gone through similar things in the past. It's bringing up memories for them. So please keep everyone in your thoughts and prayers and take care of yourself. You guys, we got a great group. And maybe the reason why we've got heart in these groups of people who are here. That's why we're not going to participate or anything like that on those other ways. But because of that heart, things hurt a little bit differently than for most people. Okay, so take care of yourself. So, and I love you guys. I am definitely okay. Enough of the sob stuff. I'm not good at that stuff. And also, I'm going to put together some stuff so we can share out and try to show some support to the community because that's what we need to be doing right now. That's how we can help. Share his story, share his pictures, okay, and make sure you take care of yourself and include everyone else. I will definitely. I will take care of myself for sure. Love you guys tons. Aloha, mahalo, gang. And I mean that when I talk about Ohana the way I did tonight. Ohana is real. Aloha is real. And that feeling that you feel inside yourself right now when we're having talks like that, that's aloha. So grab onto it for anytime you need. Love y'all, and I will talk to you later. Mahalo, gang. Bye-bye.